welcome back. Here we are again to the Offload.
Super.
I'm Brad Mason.
John Langford.
And we are back for episode number 14. 1-4, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 14. We have made it. We have not been assassinated by the government.
Or state.
Or Staten. Or NASA. Or any of those utilitarian whatever. I think it was saying...
Let's not poke the bear.
I want to poke the bear. I'd mentioned George Soros, I think, in one of my posts with him. Oh, he called me I called us Freemasons to begin with.
Right.
We're not Freemasons. I've never been
I mean, you are free and you're a Mason.
My middle name's Freedom. So,
maybe you are
could be a Freemason. I don't know. But that was awesome. If you don't know who Staten is, go check out our YouTube comments on some of the videos.
Hey, fire back.
And join in. We need some round earthers. We got no support from any of the round earthers.
Jerks.
Because we all know it's round, so nobody wants to argue. It's just but anyway.
No. Staten wants to argue.
He wants to argue. That guy wants to argue like nobody's business. But we're going to mention him in almost every episode going forward.
We love him. He's our number one fan, by the way.
Absolutely. Eventually, we're going to have some kind of stuffed animal or something. We'll call it Staten, and he can argue with us, whatever. Yeah, it's a great idea. We're going to have our own little personal Staten. So what you got for me? Well, I'm tapped. If you've listened to the last episode, you know I rambled on at length with all kinds of scientific jarble junk.
Yeah.
And I ran out of ideas and ran out of subjects. I didn't really run out of things to talk about.
No, you never run out of things to talk about, but you ran out of your little Word document you had.
Oh, man,
there.
I crushed that Word document. You should have saw that thing.
The 3 lines you had on screen were
it just rolled, baby.
Gone.
That's what you want.
See, mine, I have nothing.
Watch, I want to be on CBS Nightly News before it's who killed Bethany? It's going to be
Who's
awesome.
Bethany?
I don't know. It's just,
okay.
It's one of those nightly news things.
Okay.
Lester Holt and all them guys.
All right, so what's up?
I don't know.
All right, well, let's just sit here and stare at each other longingly.
you said you had something. I said, what do you got?
So the Avengers trailer came out. What'd you think?
Boo. No, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great.
No, it's not great.
Oh, yeah.
That was their first full trailer of. They released a couple teasers. That's the first full trailer. I
felt like they were teasing me.
No, well, yeah, it's a trailer. It's not going to give away everything.
Just a little tease. It wasn't.
It was good. I mean, it was cool. It didn't really get me pumped for the movie.
No,
but it did have some things, and I watched all the. What does this mean videos and, the breakdowns.
Of course you did.
The 18-minute breakdowns of a 2-minute video.
Here in the background, you see this on the ground.
I mean, I love that stuff. That's what you nerd out about science and space and crap like that.
I do love some space. And you're beating the microphones up as we go.
Man. I nerd out about the Avengers movies. I love those.
I get it.
But yeah, I thought the trailer was cool. One of the interesting stories that I've been seeing on the YouTubes and the Weber nets and all that was who's going to die.
I'm going with who's going to die? They're going to kill. Who's the guy who flies around in the
Falcon?
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, why? Because he's black?
No, that has nothing to do. I didn't say nothing about T'Challa or whatever his name is.
Yeah, well, he's the king.
The king. I didn't say nothing about the king. No, I just think it's because he's almost like a B character. In my opinion, he's like the red shirt in Star Trek. He can die. I mean, he's just a B character.
Yeah, but that won't have the emotional levity that somebody else will. I'll tell you. I got
We
2.
both know. We know one, and I know you don't have to say, but one of your 2 is probably Captain America.
No.
What?
I mean, yeah, if I had to put odds on it, first off would be Iron Man. I think Iron Man's going to die in this movie.
Yeah, and I could see that.
I think he's going to die in this movie.
I think it's kind of like if you watch any of the some of the previous Iron Man. What's the one with him and the little kid? He's in the
3.
kid.
Iron Man 3.
Yeah. It seemed like he was headed toward this. I've got to help you become.
Well, he's got this redemption. This 10 movie redemption arc where he's a billionaire playboy philanthropist. Full on rapist.
No. What do you do for a living?
Anywho, but yeah, so he's gone from that to one of the things videos I watched, and I don't remember which one it was, but they said his arc is going from selfish to selfless.
Right. Yeah, and it does. You do see that.
And there's a poster. And he's like got his arms out like this, and he's got it.
Oh, he's
like
Jesus now.
Yeah, that's what they said.
No.
I mean, that's the sacrifice play. He's
right.
Then the first Avengers movie, Captain America called him out on that. Are you willing to make the sacrifice?
Yeah.
And this is going to be the movie that pays that off.
Yeah, well, you think so? Well, I know the other one. I think I don't know these people's names. The guy with the stone in his forehead.
Vision.
He's dead.
Nope.
He's got to be.
Nope.
Because in order for him to get the stones for his gauntlet, he's got to have the one out of his head.
Right, but I don't think that's.
I think that kills him. How do you get that out? That's his power. That's everything.
Shuri's going to fix him.
Who?
Shuri from Black Panther.
Okay, I don't know anything about that. I haven't seen Black Panther yet.
It's a good movie. Check it out.
I'm not saying it's not.
But yeah, I don't think Vision's going to die. I think that's a MacGuffin.
A what?
A MacGuffin.
What is a...
Don't you watch movies?
No.
How are we doing a movie podcast without you watching movies?
Who is McGruffin? Ain't it the crime dog?
No.
McGruffin?
It's like a goose chase. You know, he's the.
Where did you get that from? Harry Potter? Because that sounds like a Harry Potter word.
No, I don't think that.
I don't chase after the MacGuffin. Oh, you're a movie guy, but you haven't seen those.
No.
Oh, you're not that kind of a movie guy.
No. I watched the first one and I was just begging for it to be over.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I don't really care for those. But anyway, back to
the Avengers. I think that's going to be a really big movie. Hopefully it does better than Black Panther. But I think that's going to be a tough sell.
My two dead people are Captain America and Vision. I think those are the two that get it.
No, I think Iron Man is going to die.
You're going to go Iron Man and... Come on, Black Widow.
Iron Man and T'Challa.
No, there's no way they're killing that dude off. They're going to run like 10 movies with this guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's around forever.
Iron Man and I'll go Cap.
Yeah, I think Cap's going to get
it. I think most importantly, it's going to be Iron Man.
I think the guy...
See, no, it can't be both of them because they're the figurehead. You know, Civil War. They were the leaders of each side.
Oh, I agree with that.
If one of them dies, it's got to bring the other one, crashing down. I can't see both of them dying in the same movie. Now, Iron Man may die in this one, and Cap may die in Avengers 4.
But that could be that could be the catalyst for the change in the Marvel universe.
And also remember, there is a time stone, and so they can just rewind everything.
When was
Doctor Strange? That's the Eye of Agamotto.
I don't remember.
Come on, dude.
Maybe Strange goes because I don't really care for Doctor Strange.
He's got a part 2.
Yeah, and I think Spider-Man's not going anywhere.
No,
he just showed up. Yeah, he just showed up. So they're not. You'll never kill Spider-Man.
No.
But I think in my mind, and I don't know the actors. I don't know these people for nothing. If either one of them wants to come on here and talk on the podcast, we'd be glad to have you on the podcast. But I think eventually, as an actor, they probably get tired of playing the part. And maybe they're at the point to where they want to say, you know what, I've been playing this long enough. It's time for this to die.
Well, no, Chris Evans has alluded to that. He wants to direct more, and he probably don't want to work out like a lunatic anymore. Yeah. Good Lord, that guy's ripped.
It's like Johnny Depp in the Pirates of the Caribbean. He should have just went ahead and died off before they made the last one.
That last one.
It's so boring. I couldn't even watch it.
That's awful. That's a terrible movie.
It's horrible.
Speaking of terrible movies, I heard you watch Justice League.
Oh, Justice League. Let's get into Justice League. I'm late in the Justice League game.
I am too.
I think a lot of people are. If you haven't seen the Justice League, it's on. It's for rent right now, so that's why.
Yeah, you can rent it.
I told my wife.
I bought it like a sucker.
When we sat down and watched it, I said, you know what? I'm so glad I paid to rent this instead of paying the price to go see it at the movie theater.
Oh, yeah, that's why I didn't.
I thought the CGI was terrible. The CGI was not good.
So...
The
color palette.
Yeah, the color palette was horrible.
Reds and all that.
Reds and blacks and dark.
I didn't like that.
But this is the same thing we keep talking about with the DC versus Marvel. Marvel, we both absolutely... Thor Ragnarok is one of the greatest Marvel movies ever made. Yeah. But there's so much color and vibrant life to it. You know what I'm saying? But you look at the DC stuff and it's all dreary and they're standing in cornfields. And I mean, it is so... dull.
And the biggest problem, the biggest CGI problem was that daggone mustache. Holy
Superman's face.
That was the worst. I know we're late to this party, but that was awful.
But
I think me and you could have done better.
You have to compare the two. I mean, Steppenwolf, the villain looked horrible. My wife and I were saying, my wife, who loves movies and watches a lot of this stuff with me, she said, whatever happened to just using real people and putting makeup on them? I mean, we don't do that anymore. Everything's got to be a CGI monster. I mean, Wonder Woman. Remember the guy who played the bad guy in Wonder Woman at the end?
It was all cool. Wonder Woman was a great movie. Fantastic movie. It was all great and everything was I mean, there was some CGI, of course, but it was semi-practical. Then the end, you have this huge CGI battle that just kind of feels out of place. It doesn't even feel like it's part of the movie.
Yeah, it's just, I think Hollywood is using two things they're using too much. CGI and square boxes. I don't understand what the affection is for the square box, but you had the Tesseract cube. Right, you got the Tesseract cube, and then
it's got the space stone in it.
Well, I get it, but it's in a cube. And then you've got in the Superman, they've got the 3, or in this Justice League, they've got the 3 square mother boxes. I mean, it's just
but
like
that's from the comics.
I know it is, but there were no other shapes when they wrote these comics back in the day?
Well, you can't call something a box if it's a triangle. You can't call them the mother triangles.
Call them the mother triangles. Why not? That's I'm just
it's mother octagon.
But I thought in the Justice League too. I thought when they went to I can't even
Themyscira.
When they went there, it looked that was just hokey. It just the whole thing was hokey. They're inside of a chamber with bows and arrows drawn, guarding a box that's about to bust open with energy. that didn't make any sense. It just didn't seem to make any sense.
Oh yeah, and Hawkeye makes a lot of sense.
Oh, I'm not saying he is. I think him.
Oh, he's dying too, by the way.
I think he should probably get it.
Yeah, he's going to die.
Him and Black Widow, they bring absolutely no superpowers whatsoever.
Black Widow brings something.
She brings no superpowers.
She brings sex appeal
and that's the only reason they got her around is because they got to have somebody looking decent besides the Hulk. Everybody knows he's ripped. So, and that is some good CGI. You go to Thor Ragnarok, and the Hulk is awesome, dude. I mean, he just looks. Even the Rock guy looked great.
Yeah,
the Rock guy was pretty cool.
I mean, so I had the same complaint about Black Panther at the end.
Yeah, there's too much.
You haven't seen it, but at the end, when the two Panthers are when they're fighting, that's very cartoonish. It doesn't. The bodies are moving. It's almost like what was it? The Matrix 2 when he does the thing and it's like plastic.
Oh yeah, he's running around kicking all the
that's
the guys in the face. Loved it. Absolutely.
And we haven't gotten a whole lot better.
No.
10 years later, however long it was when Matrix came out.
Yeah, that was in the late 90s.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a whole lot better since then. And it seems like CGI is getting worse only because they're using it more. Yeah. And we're more hip to the whole, that can't be real.
Right. I think if you're doing CGI, if I see CGI in a movie, what I want them to do is create something in CGI that I can't pick out. I want them to actually make something that my eye cannot tell is not real.
So here's one for you. Iron Man 1, he actually wore a suit. The rest of the Iron Mans, he doesn't wear. It's all CGI. The suit is all CGI. He wears a top part.
Right.
But everything else is CGI.
And it looks, I think you can tell it from the most part.
I don't think you can. It never.
I mean, it doesn't. It's not real. Well, I guess maybe you're right there. But I mean, there's some things that just stick out like a sore thumb, and you just look at it and you're like, yeah, that's not good. That guy, whoever did that was not getting paid well, apparently, or they ran out of money. Like but Superman's mustache.
Oh God, that was just the worst.
Why not shave the mustache off, do your scenes, and then have him put a prosthetic mustache on?
Because he had a contract with another movie
to grow the mustache.
Yes,
but they could easily. It's anyway.
Nope, it was a contract based on time. They could when they did the reshoots.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder got fired from the DC.
Good. They need to They need to go over into the Marvel camp and recruit some of them jokers over.
They did. They got Joss Whedon.
That's who they need.
Yep, they got Joss
Whedon. That guy
Whedon.
keeps stuff alive.
Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully, hopefully we'll see some new, vibrant stuff.
Well, so a lot of stuff I'm reading is we're watching. We talked about me reading
nothing,
but a lot of stuff I'm hearing is that the Flash movie is going to be called Flashpoint,
right?
And so it's going to reset the timeline. So it's going to give an opportunity to get like Ben Affleck out of Batman.
Do we need more? Do we need a change in the Spider-Mans and Supermans and not Spider-Man, but Batman and Superman?
Do we need a change?
Really, do we need it?
Superman's good. I like.
Yeah, but Affleck was good.
Affleck was good.
Batman
but
versus Superman. Right. Batman versus Superman. Affleck was really good.
Yeah, this one he was
held
just
it together.
Yeah, this one you could tell he was done with it.
Yeah, he was just kind of phoning it in, and they got these vests that he wears, and they're like super tight around the waist.
You can tell he didn't work out as hard. For this
he
one.
looks like he's trying to bulk up the top, but you see his belly sticking out. I can't say anything. So I told my wife, just based off of that, I could be Batman.
Yeah.
I would be a chubby Batman, but I could be Batman.
I mean, you don't have the money.
And I got I want justice. I could do the voice of Batman.
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
Justice.
So, I mean, I could do Batman. So I think, if you're looking for a Batman, you need a bald, poor Batman, fat. This guy right here. I'm in. I'll do it. I'm in.
You got my vote.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm Batman. No. So anyway. So that was Justice League. I did not like it that much. I'm a huge Superman fan. I love Superman. But that movie was done. Like you said, the movie was done. When Superman come up out of the water and was alive, that was it. It was over with.
There's nothing. They can't give Superman an obstacle that he can't overcome.
Yeah.
I mean, he is Superman. He is the most powerful. There's not a whole lot. Yeah, there's not a whole lot that they can do to make him a flawed character. And that's what the Marvel part has gotten so right. Iron Man, flawed character. All these people have gone through this arc of redemption and all that, but Superman, he's just so morally uncorruptible,
right.
And
he's, of course,
truth, justice, and the American way. And that's
baby.
That's it.
That's the way it should be. And nobody wants truth, justice, in the Canadian way.
Canada.
True Canada. We want true justice in the American way, not the Pakistani way.
Sorry.
Oh, no offense to y'all, but the American way.
Remember,
I get a cheeseburger tomorrow.
Remember Bangladesh.
Oh, we love you, Bangladesh. True justice in the Bangladeshian way. I don't know if that's a thing, but
I don't either. But yeah, there's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of what's the word?
Words.
There's not a whole lot of.
No, I think Superman. You've got kryptonite. That's it. Kryptonite.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
I think what they should have done. I think they should have brought him back from the dead and brought the long-haired Jesus
black
looking.
suit.
Yeah. With the silver S and the,
you only rented the movie, but one of the deleted scenes, he actually passes the black suit and stops and looks at it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's like, he looks at it for a minute, and then he's like, nah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's in the movie.
But in the comic book, that wasn't a nah moment. It was like when he came back from the dead.
Yeah, he was like
killing. He was truth, justice, and I'm gonna bust everybody up.
Anybody
who was kind of crazy
crosses me, I'm gonna deal with
it. I think if they're going to go further down the Superman trail, I think they'll go into that though. I think they'll do some stuff with him coming back from the dead, how it affected him, and
I think they have to introduce some sort of strife. Sort of something, character development that he cannot overcome without
I say
some huge redemption.
Say Lois Lane, Amy Adams needs to bite it in a car crash. He needs to fly around the world backwards.
There, I did that.
And what? I had this great story going. No, actually, I know. But I mean, so those old Superman movies with Christopher Reeves, they had. I mean, they were great. They were absolutely awesome because you saw stuff you never saw before. You watched a man fly. You watched him do all these super things.
We were kids.
I understand that, but now we're adults and we're watching the same stuff, and nobody's like,
Yeah, we're analyzing the movies.
So
now.
what? He flew up in the air and went, and he made a smoke trail. Who cares?
I mean, I still like Superman. Yeah. I think what's his name? I can't think of his name.
Buff.
Yeah, huge
Buff McGee.
Yeah, whatever his name is. I can't. It's gone from here now. But yeah, I think he's a good actor. I think he plays the role very well.
You know why we don't remember all this stuff? Because we don't read it anywhere. We watch videos. So anyway.
Henry Cavill. There you go.
Yes,
it's not even on my screen. I can prove it.
Yeah. Wasn't that the guy who was in The Passion of the Christ? No, that was another Cavill. I don't know. But anyway, so Superman. I like Superman. I like Batman. Batman's my homeboy. I love me some Batman. Love Superman and Batman. Those are my two favorite. Captain America is in the top 3. Outside of those 3, I don't care nothing about any other comic book characters. Those are my guys.
I like Batman and Captain America.
If I'm rolling, those are the guys I want on my team.
Yeah, I'm Batman and Captain America guy.
Yeah.
So I did some Googling and stuff. You know what superhero has made the most money of all superheroes over the last however long?
What superhero made the most money of
worldwide?
I'm gonna go with. Oh man, I
so
say
Batman,
Spider-Man, but
you're right. Batman has all these movies. Spider-Man has all these movies. Spider-Man is like 3 times more as far as toys, comic books, all that stuff. Spider-Man is the most popular superhero.
Sure, Spider-Man. But if you look back in the '90s when it was Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man was it was 3 or 4 Spider-Man movies, and people were just packing theaters to see it.
Oh yeah,
because it was he was swinging through the city in a different way. The camera angles were all new. It was absolutely a money making machine.
3 movies, right?
Yeah.
The third one was god awful.
Yeah, well, it had Venom. Have you seen the trailer for that one with
Tom Hardy?
Yeah, it has no. It's not even a teaser trailer.
You couldn't even tell that's a Spider-Man related movie.
It's Tom Hardy laying on a table screaming. That's it. Now, granted, I like most of the stuff Tom Hardy does.
Me too.
So
he's a good guy.
How can you be Bane and Venom at the same time? He was Bane, remember? He was Bane in the Batman. Now he's the Venom in the Spider-Man world.
Expect you to die, Mr. Wayne.
Nice. I like it. That was good. That was great. It sounded just like
I got to do it like that.
Yeah. So, anyway. Infinity War. Check it out.
I think it's going to be huge.
It's going to be
and they pushed it up a week.
I don't know if it's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge. That's a 10-year payoff, dude. That's going to be a big movie.
For the nerd boys and for the fans, it will be, I think. I don't know.
There'll be another trailer probably in 2 weeks.
I'll drop some real story on that.
That'll
really
do a bit of a spoiler, I'm sure. That'll, kind of do a misdirect. That'll get people really talking. And that's going to be a huge movie.
Yeah.
You want to make predictions now? Or you
want to wait? I got nothing. I don't even know I don't know what the ballpark would be.
Well, Avengers won, what was it, 212 million open weekend?
Sure.
That was the movie we saw on opening night.
But I think that's because it's it's a new concept. The team's all together. It's something. This could be big, though. I don't know. I think they want Infinity War to be big. I think they've been building up to this moment as far as movies go, but I don't know if the all I worry about with the comic book stuff is the oversaturation. I just think people eventually get to a point to where they're tired of seeing some stuff.
I feel you there, but
I don't think you do.
I don't think it will happen because these are flawed characters, like all except for Superman. These are flawed characters that, each person can find something that, that guy's battling alcoholism like Tony Stark in the movie.
That's going to kind of go to my next question. So we're watching superheroes. When we were growing up, we watched cowboy westerns. We watched war movies, right?
Yeah.
So we watched G.I. Joe, the cartoon. We come in, now we're adults and superhero movies are huge, right? What are our kids going to be watching? What are their heroes going to be?
Live action Tom and Jerry.
Lord God, don't tell me it's a live action SpongeBob. It's gonna be,
they already did that.
I know, but I'm just saying, what are our children watching, and what were our heroes are comic book heroes. I'm sure Spider-Man and all these things are going to keep going. It's kind of like Star Wars. I don't think they, even as good or as bad as those movies have been, they've managed to keep it alive.
I haven't seen the newest one, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
I've heard not good things.
As soon as it's rentable, I'm going to rent it.
Yeah,
I've gotten to
I
the
think
point
it's rentable now.
Okay, I might rent it then.
Yeah.
But I've gotten to the point to where some of these movies, I don't care to go see at the theater. I don't care,
Yeah.
I got Facebook friends who they're posting them and their kids at the movies and this and that, and it's okay, whatever.
There's only certain movies that I will run to the theater to see, and I don't go opening weekend anymore because
Yeah, I don't either. That used to be the thing, though.
Yeah,
I remember that, man. That used to be awesome.
We used to go up to the IMAX.
Yep, sitting the IMAX is awesome.
Yep. We used to go up to the IMAX and sit there and we'd wait. Remember Avengers 1? Yep. We went opening night. We waited in line we had our tickets for probably 3-4 weeks before it. I'm gonna
drag you down a movie trail that you didn't expect to go down, right?
All right.
So
porn?
There's this movie.
Movies?
No.
Okay, I'm good
opposite
at that.
of that, doofus. So oh, sorry, did I say doofus? Opposite of that, doofus. So anyway, there's a movie out that just came out this weekend called I Can Only Imagine. It's about this, it's the guy there's a Christian group called Mercy Me that sings this song. You've heard the song because it's been on the radio. It was a country music song. It was huge in the Christian realm. I can't stand the song. Everybody who loves that song, sorry. I can only imagine that song going away. It drives me nuts. But it's just, I don't really care for the song mainly because it was so, it's theologically, it's a snowflake. But it's I don't know. It's just very shallow in my opinion. But anyway, so it got picked up by the secular markets. They turned into country music and all these other things. Now they turned it into a movie based on why he wrote the song because of his father I think his father was an alcoholic or something. I don't know. It's a faith-based movie. I can't even say it right. But anyway, it's a faith-based, I still can't. Faith-based movie. Yeah. And I think it opened in 1,600 theaters this weekend. The projections for it were $2 million, and it made $15 million. There were theaters that were selling out of this movie, and I mean, they were having full pack on, just packed out. And a lot of the comments and the questions from the fans and the people watching this kind of stuff were comments to Hollywood that if you would make more family-friendly, and this is where I'm going with this, if you would make more family-friendly movies, people would come out and see them. But there are so many movies that Hollywood is turning out and churning out. There's so many politically driven. There's so many movies that are just based on whatever Hollywood thinks is morally correct, right? So there's all this garbage, in my opinion, that is getting pumped out that doesn't make a lot of money. But when somebody comes along and makes a small movie like this, there's a lot of people who are going to go see that. And those people are kind of relegated to the side by Hollywood. Now, what do you think about that?
My point to that is what other movie came out this week that's going to draw people into it?
I could agree with that. But
people like going to the movies no matter what. And if there's a family wholesome movie that they can go see, then they're going to go see it. But if there is a big, huge comic book movie that maybe the kids aren't ready for, they're going to go drop the kids off at their babysitter and they're going to go watch that instead.
Yeah, but I think you're discrediting. There's a huge group of church people who their whole church will go. They'll never set foot in a movie theater any other time of the year. I know church people who will not go to the movies. They believe it is a moral sin of some sort to go to the movie theater with all the...
That's the same thing with Black Panther. Okay. Black Panther, they had old black grandmas talking about going to the movies to watch the King of T'Challa. Who've never been to the movies
for years.
The King of Wakanda.
Right. But my point is, you've proven kind of my point there, that if they continue to make those kind of movies for the Black Panther, that grandma is going to come out more often. She's going to go to the movie theater more often.
I think that's the rarity, because how many of those people who went and watched the first Black Panther movie, which was all black cast, all black, production team, all black, everything. How many people who watched the first one are going to go watch the second one?
Right.
Because they went and saw the first one, been there, done that. They're not going to go again.
Right.
There's no way that Black Panther 2 is going to make nearly as much money. I can't
But
see that.
but you're looking at, I'm saying Hollywood is not, because Hollywood is so far left on a lot of things that they don't ever seem to want to put out. And the people who made this movie were not even really Hollywood funded. But the Hollywood is so far left that they don't want to put out anything that goes right, because they don't want to appeal to that. They don't want to appeal to the wholesome family American group. They want to appeal to the people who are in for the violence. As much as they whine about guns and all these other things, but every movie is filled with violence.
We've talked about that.
We
I
have.
mean, I have an example of a movie that was really popular that was considered to be far left.
Which one?
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
You remember he had the TV screens where he could watch everybody. Yep. That
they delved into that whole thing.
Yep. They put that was what was the Patriot Act? That was Patriot Act right there in front of you. And that was part of that movie that was set a political statement, whether Christopher Nolan meant to do it or not. Right. That was part of it.
But I think you're tapping to me, and you were talking about why do we like Superman, Batman? Why do we like Captain America the most? Because Superman, truth, justice, the American way. Because there are some definitive things they stand for. It's truth, it's justice, it's the right thing to do. So we look at Captain America, and he to us, he represents America. He represents that purity of America. That's why we get behind these movies.
And Batman.
Right, exactly.
Batman, because he's dark and broken.
Because he's a rich guy who can see that I need to serve these the poor people of Gotham to help make their lives better. I think he's out to stop crime, because I think he wants to. I think
we may have talked about this on the podcast or talk about it without the podcast. But I think Batman is one of those who is broken mentally.
Yeah, and
he carries so much guilt for not being able to do anything when his parents got killed, that he's just carrying that. And the whole thing is, the mask is not Batman. The mask is Bruce Wayne. He is actually Batman, all that psychological stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, I think he still's trying to feed into that. I don't know. I agree with you on some of that, because I think Batman's a little screwed up in the head.
I think Batman is very screwed up in the head.
But my point to all that is that I think there's a market of moviegoers out there that Hollywood is not going. I think they will eventually somewhere along the way.
I don't think so.
But I don't think they're going to cater to it at all, because they don't want to. They don't want to give any credence that wholesome goodness, even anything religious, would be something that people would want to see. They just don't believe that.
I think for the most part, those things are phenomenon. Like, what was that?
Passion of the Christ was huge.
It was a phenomenon. When's the last time that's happened?
But
when is the last time?
Because nobody's made it. That's the problem.
They have made stuff like that. Didn't
God's Not Dead.
Paints?
There's 3 of those.
Growing Pains guy?
Yeah. Kirk Cameron. Love Kirk Cameron.
Not that. How much money did that movie make? How popular was that?
The Fireproof movie. It made a lot of money compared to what it cost.
But not compared to
No, I agree with that. I think there's in the Christian realm, there's certain things that are going to draw people. Anytime you make a movie about Jesus, people are going to come see it. Because, I mean, Jesus, that's our number one superhero. That's our guy.
Yeah, that is the superhero.
They make a movie about him, and people are going to go see that. You make a movie about, there's one new one, Samson, that's coming out. It's the strong man of the Old Testament, Samson.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to do a lot of money. I don't, I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying for the people who don't know Samson. Not Samsung, the phone, but anyway. But I think there's major characters that they can make movies out of. Even Christian ideas and themes are that people are going to want to go see because it's wholesome. They're going to feel like I can take my kids to this. I mean,
for the most part,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, for the most part, I believe that Hollywood is going to try. Hollywood is a business. They're going to try to put the movie out that makes the most money, and
absolutely.
They're going to try like those low budget, Blair Witch movies. That is a phenomenon. That is not the norm.
But that's what I was reading that those kind of movies are what supports the large budget movie that fails. It's all these little ones that cost them $2 and $3 million to make that makes $20 million that is supporting that $300 million movie that only made $350 million.
If you spend $2 million on a movie and it makes $20 million, that's not a lot of money, but that is a huge success.
If we spend $3 on this podcast, which I've spent more than that, we spend $3 on this podcast and make $15. We're killing it.
We haven't made a single thing.
We haven't made a dime off this. This podcast is brought to you by 2 broke guys.
Yeah, this podcast is brought to you by our local bank.
I just think I see, if I was a business guy and not even a religious person, but if I was a business guy and I was in a project and I was making movies, and I said, hey, I've got $2 million. I need to make a movie that's going to sell. I hate to say this, but I would be like, we might need to make one of them religious movies because those jokers will come out and spend $15 million.
Well, it's like the old joke was, as long as, if you want to make it into the music industry, start with Christian rock.
Absolutely. I can name band after band that started in my Christian realm of music and is now a secular. Chevelle, I'm looking at you, Chevelle.
Yeah.
I bought your CD in a Christian bookstore, Chevelle.
Creed.
Now you're saying you're not. Anyway. So I'd say, yeah. So movies are cool. I think we've got some really cool stuff coming up in the future. So this has been episode 14 of Two to Offload.
Two to pick.
Yeah. I've been Brad Mason.
Love you.
Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on the Twitter. We got
name.
to cover all that stuff. His name is Love You. But check us out on all that stuff. Leave some comments, like and share, and friend us up. We're actually throwing some ads on Reddit, so check us out on Reddit and see if you see any ads there.
Yeah, and we'll have some PUBG gameplay videos coming up hopefully this week. I don't know. Maybe they may be pretty silent.
Yeah, we got to figure out how we're going to work that, but we'll get it done. All right, so Two to pick, Two to offload. We'll catch you later.
And stop.